Hey guys! Today I'm going to be showing you guys how you can make a hyper-realistic lake in Fortnite Creative. Just like this one, perfectly fitting the current creative seasonal artistic callouts. So let's just take it from the start and create a brand new island to demo this. But before I go on, I need to tell you guys the truth about this tutorial. I was originally planning on making a tutorial on some props that have like some really cool possibilities. And just as I'm recording and experimenting, I stumbled upon a tweet by Chase Jackman using the exact same prop in an even way cooler way than what I was doing. So I reached out to him if I could use his method to create this tutorial, and he was nice enough to let us go nuts with it. Although he does it way better than me, so do me a favor, I left his Twitter in the description below. Go give him a follow and use his code for your next purchase, because he makes some amazing builds. Okay, building time. Now, before I get to the lake itself, we obviously need some scenery. So we're going to start by building as natural looking mountain as we can. And to do so, we're going to use the shark gallery and use a mountain making method from, well, Chase Jackman as well. If we're going to make something inspired by him, might as well go full on, right? Okay, so grab this corner piece right here, the one without grass. Especially since at the moment of making this tutorial, the tall grass is still very glitchy and going black and back to green. And anyway, just use this one without grass. And then just resize it to max and rotate it just a little bit so that the bottom corners are inside of the floor. This is to make sure it's as natural as possible and not have any pointing ends sticking out. If you didn't place it correctly, just move it down a little bit. And now just copy this exact same piece, turn off grid snap, and take it up a bit and paste it inside the other piece. Make sure it's enough overlapping for the textures to kind of merge for a full realistic feeling and look. And then just keep repeating this process using this exact same piece and just keep rotating it and pasting it inside the other already placed pieces. And you'll see that the texture is, almost merging. It truly is a beauty, and it's a really easy way to create your mountains. And then just make it as high and big as possible. You can even turn it almost completely on its side to have a small hill or less steep part or anything that you want. I'm just going to continue this for a little bit until I create something that we can work with, and I'll see you guys right after. Okay, guess who's back? Well, actually through the magic of editing, it's been like 0.8 seconds since I last spoke to you guys, so this is kinda awkward. Anyway, okay, mountain is pretty much done. At least for demo, for a real map, we'd spend a lot more time perfectionizing it, but this is a demo, so. And I made it so that there's like a little creek here inside of the mountains where we're going to make a waterfall that then drops into our lake. There are many ways to make a waterfall, but I personally prefer to use the fountain tactic. Just go to the Mega Mall prop gallery and grab this fountain right here on the bottom. And then resize it to max size and paste it inside of our mountain. Just enough for the water flow to come out and, drop down the mountain into our lake, but hide the actual fountain. Once we get this, we can just copy it and rotate it just a tiny bit and paste it. And just do this a couple of times. Just repeat this process and you'll see it becoming a full-on waterfall. I did overdo it a little bit here and it doesn't feel as natural anymore. So as always, it's, a try and repeat and improve. So now that we've shown how it's done, let me just delete a couple of fountains again until I reach a point I'm satisfied with. And something that looks as natural as possible, because that's what we're going for right here. And I think with about 2 or 3 of these fountains, it should look pretty good. So let me delete a couple. Perfect. Now that we got that, I do want to add an elemental tile as well, because if someone jumps or something, they'd see there is nothing up there or just grass. And to kind of have a way that, it's covering up any mistakes we made inside of the waterfall actually are fountains. So just resize it to kind of be on top of the waterfall. And now we're kind of creating more mistakes. Well, I'm actually air quoting, but you can't see that. But anyway, it's all to make it feel as realistic as possible. So to cover up the corner here of the water tile that we now placed, we can either add more of the shark gallery corner pieces and, merge the mountain a little bit. Or we can use some rocks from the rock variant gallery as well, which is, the chapter 2 rocks. The chapter 1 rock don't really fit here because they don't have any grass on it. And, the chapter 2 ones look a lot more realistic and detailed. So just grab a couple of those and then just paste them right here over the water. And I'm also going to place one on the other side, completing the tutorial, the demo. And now for the magic, the lake itself, which is what you came here for, I guess. And I'm just, I've been creating scenery for most of this video. So go to the black glass gallery and grab this little circle right here. And this little circle is the magic piece that I was originally already experimenting with. Resize it to max size and then make it as flat as possible. And you'll create a fully flat, reflective circle. And with the update to the sky, clouds, and just overall graphics we received with this new season, this piece now does even more wonders than it did before, as it fully reflects every single cloud and even the sun itself. And I can't wait to see what ray tracing will do to this as well. So now just paste it on the floor and keep moving it just a little bit and then repasting it. It barely takes up any memory after the first placement, so feel free to just go nuts with it and make sure everything is covered. Side note from editing Utah right here, I made another mistake here and I overly deleted some of it, so I had to redo the waterfall and mountains a little bit so it looks a tiny little bit different than before. Anyway, let's continue. Once we've fully filled up our entire lake, you can already see it looking pretty good. And if you didn't create a waterfall, then you can actually leave it as is. But since the water from the waterfall is blue, we need to make it transition into this lake as well. So we need to just do one more thing to complete our lake. Go to the spooky particle gallery and grab this smoke particle right here, because this smoke particle is actually customizable and will fit perfectly. Just like before, resize it to max size and then just lower the height to minimum again and paste it right onto our lake. And then configure it as followed. Change the color to sky blue, which is as similar as possible to our falling water. Change the opaqueness, I don't know how to pronounce it, to about 10%. I'll show you later how it influences and changes. And then reduce the smoke tilling to half. And then finally, change the motion type to ripple. And as soon as we press accept, you'll see it instantly merging with our lake and making it feel so realistic. Still reflecting the light and clouds, but also merging the water from the waterfall. And now grab it and rotate it so that the ripple effect is in the same direction as the waterfall flow. And then just paste it around your lake a couple of times to make sure that the water flow doesn't stop. In theory, because it's actually smoke. The more you up the opaqueness and smoke tilling you add, the denser it will look. So play around with this until you find something that feels perfect for your scene and map. And now it's just time to close off our lake. So I'm just going to do that by using the same piece as before, but this time on grid snap, to just close it on the back. I'm just going to go all around and keep pasting it. And once I'm fully done, all that is left to do is add some extra decorations. Some trees, plants, rocks, anything to make it look perfectly realistic. Play around with this, go nuts. Here's a couple of hints. Never place a tree without anything else close to it, whether it's a rock or leaves or a bush, anything. And then once we're fully done with this, we can even change the lighting as well to create a different effect, have a more, orange sundown kind of effect. But all of that is for a different time. We're here for the lake. And then just place a couple of rocks in the middle of the lake itself so that you can make a thumbnail for your video and wave at the camera. Wait, what? And boom, a pretty realistic lake. So again, huge shout out to Chase Jackman for this. It was just too amazing to not share this with you guys. Now before I go, I did want to talk about what I was originally experimenting with. Although it doesn't really seem so interesting anymore now that I've shown you guys, this. But either way, this same prop actually has some more uses. So as we already know, it's reflective, which means if we put it on its side, we can actually create a mirror of some sort. But it gets better. This prop is actually completely see-through, invisible from the bottom. So you can create a one-sided mirror for your prison, police map, the interrogation room that they have. I don't know how it's called. I actually use this in my duo puzzle map as well, to have one person be able to see everything, but the other person only a reflection. A one-sided wall. And then finally, as you already noticed, this prop has no collision, so even more possibilities. Some really cool stuff can be done with this, to hide secrets, jump scares, anything. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace!